fucking America! Poof! It's Panama. Much thankings, America. Nani? Frick you, America! Ooh, I'll stay here for a while, boy. This was basically the very strange story of the Panama Canal. They really did just kind of fit themselves in here for a while there. The Panama Territory was once part of Colombia until they were sliced away. Then the US followed that up with another big slice going straight down Panama, this time to build the Panama Canal right here. Then basically there was something known as the Panama Canal Zone, which was unincorporated territory of the United States, and they had that for several decades before eventually giving it fully back to Panama in 1999. Completely forgot there we did two pretty giant slices. Welcome to the Leaning Tower of Pizza. But Italy, this is not leanings at all, says this Dutch ball. What? It's clearly leaning. What are you talking about? No, they respond back. At least not for me, because they're viewing it in the Dutch angle. This is so good. So I'm not sure if there's any other applications to describe the Dutch angle, but I've always heard about it because of film and photography, cinematography, things like that. Whoa, this is tripping me out. I just Googled Dutch angle and everything's sideways. Oh, that's so cool. I'm like, have I been staring at the computer for too long? Google Dutch angle and it's all weird. Okay, so these are all many examples of the Dutch angle. As you can see, it is like slightly off, slightly to the left. It's pretty much one of the first things you learn about when it comes to, you know, photography, cinematography, like I said. And it's still effective to this day. Like, you'll still see movies and television shows using it every so often. So to this Dutch ball here, he doesn't see the Leaning Tower of Pisa leaning, because to him, you know, like, he's always looking to the side, the Dutch angle. This is so genius. This makes me want to film an entire video just like using the Dutch angle. I'm just gonna be like this the entire time. It feels so eerie. During the tourism convention, Singapore with their motto, passion made possible. Meanwhile, amazing Thailand, it begins with the people. There's Indonesia's motto, which just reads, wonderful Indonesia. And finally, Malaysia with truly Asia. How cute. Backstage at the end of the convention, insufferable tourists only come to my country to money launder. I have the worst tourists. They left beaches dirty and go wild at night. Mine come only for a budget stay and not pay taxes. Mine only come here to get cheap items and pour subsidized petrol. Wait, are you referring to me, Malaysia? Meanwhile, they all break out into laughter. Malaysia seems a little bit embarrassed, I think. These are just Southeast Asian balls complaining about their annoying tourism industries, although I think they have it a little bit differently out here in Malaysia. Once again, that Malaysian-Singaporean rivalry going strong. Hello, Indian tech support from Microsoft. Your computer has a virus. Oh no, how is Denmark gonna respond to this news? Yeah, whatever. Oof yourself, scammer. Click. Oh man. Oh, okay, that's a little depressing. This wasn't actually a scammer. This was just a man trying to do his job. Well, Denmark's about to pay the price because all his information is about to get stolen. I don't think his son Greenland up here in the picture is going to be able to help him out with that. This does make me feel really bad for the legitimate tech support people that aren't scammers. They must sometimes get pretty mean people at times. There's got to be a way to like verify that they are legitimately from Microsoft. Right now, it's been a minute since I've called tech support. I wonder what made Denmark so angry. Is Lego stock going down? Wow, to think we're all related to that guy. Yeah, he must have done a lot of really bad things for all of us to be related to him. America and Canada just staring over at Mongolia. Oh yeah, a third of the world is apparently related to Genghis Khan. Meanwhile, back in the days of the Mongol Empire, who wants to take a ride on my horse? Make sight of my falcon. We can do other things as well. Ooh la la, me. Me too. Don't forget me. I want you. Backstand's just literally on the ground crying. I mean, the dude did literally control like half of the known world, pretty much. I don't think he had to try that hard to find a girlfriend. I mean, dang, if I lived around during this time, he wouldn't have to tell me twice. I'm definitely getting up on that horse with him. Maybe he can Mongolian throat sing to me at night. Look at me! I'm proud to be German. Yippee! German pride? Oh yeah, sounds like no German to me. If Germany's so great, how come there's 43 million German Americans? If Germany's great, go back home. Han, wee. Proud to be French also. Dumb frog! If France is so great, how come there's 8 million French Americans? Huh? Explain that. Move to France if you're so proud. Luxembourger pride. You're too small to be proud of anything. You need to be big and great like me, says America. If being small is poopy, how come 5,000 American here? Oh, and those are 5,000 Americans here forever. Okay, yeah, USA, I think they kind of got us there. That took a dark turn, didn't it? It is true there's a little bit more than 5,000 Americans buried in the tiny nation of Luxembourg, and the vast majority of that is because of a single battle, the Battle of the Bulge in 1944. That was Germany's last attempt to knock the Allies out of the war before they were pretty much doomed to surrender. They obviously weren't successful in that, but it still was very bloody. I guess careful who you make fun of there, America. No, 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 this cannot be! Too much of sun and oil is no more sell. I go broke. With Saudi Arabia's alliance on oil, as solar power goes up, they lose more money. The sun will be killed. Sun? Sun. Sun. Not so fast, Saudi-chan. I am better fighting of melee, and I also am second best customer, and you are being sunny more than Japan is. Correct. I am defeat. Banzai, banzai, banzai. And here's Japan celebrating their victory. There's actually a lot of nations Saudi Arabia would have to take out if they're just going after the sun flags, basically. I mean, I guess we already saw Argentina and Uruguay. They got sliced up, as well as North Macedonia. But man, there's still so much more. There's the Philippines, there's Kazakhstan, there's Namibia, there's Kyrgyzstan. There's a lot of places that I didn't even realize it was a sun until, like, you mentioned it. The Bangladesh circle is supposed to be a sun, so is Niger. Saudi Arabia would have to take out so many younglings. But yeah, you're never going to be able to get a dub in a melee battle against Japan. Yo, China, how did you build this great wall? I've got to keep Mexico out. Very easy. I'll show you. Haha, now you can't get into my beautiful shiny city. With a visa, it's fine though. Please still work for me. Hola, amigo. How do you pass the wall? Mongolia asks how number horse archers you have. 0. Okay, good. Solve easy. Ladder. Oh, it's that simple. Ladder. And, I mean, it can or maybe cannot be made in China. It doesn't really matter where the ladder comes from. Good old ladder. You can't go wrong with one of those. Those things never go out of style. Clearly works. I don't see many Mexicans in China. Great Wall of China is only good for protecting China. Who would have thought? Actually, unless it's protecting them from Mongolia. 1990s-ish. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm so scared. Please give nuclear weapons. Promise no invade, says Ukraine. Promise, 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 swear on life never to invade beautiful nation Ukraine. Please give nuke. Okay, I give later. I trick you. You know have nuke. Now I can invade easily. Good, responds Ukraine. I want to look you in the eyes when I slaughter you. Anyone else feeling a little concerned about the safety of Russia? Ukraine definitely welcomes the challenge, I guess. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, a bunch of places in that nation went independent, which means Ukraine had a bunch of nukes themselves. They did give them back to Russia. Now it feels a little bit awkward since they're being invaded. I still don't think that's gonna help them though. I mean, it's possible Ukraine still gets their own nukes though, right? I is defeated, says Ukraine, as Russia looks on victoriously. Haha, we have the monies. Meanwhile, the 3 most profitable US states still having more money than all of Russia. That includes Texas, California, and New York. This is a very simple comic, but I wanted to review it for that reason. Last I heard, the economy of Russia is about similar to just Spain. As of 2021, it was 1.7 trillion US dollars. Meanwhile, my home state of California is at 3.59 trillion US dollars. In fact, just like the comic says, even the state of Texas and New York has them beat. They would still have a really long way to go, I guess. English speakers speaking other languages. Ni hao, wo I Jonggu. Yeah, something like that. Wow, you did very good. So talented, I'm impressed. Oh, how adorable. They liked it. Non-English speakers speaking English. Hello, I am once a Filipino-only speaker until I've been studying English for the past year. I'm here to show you my progress of the many hard days of learning, and for you as a native English speaker to improve my skills of learning this language. I wonder what this English ball thinks. meh. Okay, I really hope that this is only coming from England and not the US. I'm pretty sure it probably comes from everywhere though. That is really unfortunate though. This ball is responding with meh. Meanwhile, his own English is probably like only correct 80% of the time. At least that's the case for me. It's unfortunate because English is kind of the world's quote-unquote second language. A lot of native English speakers don't choose to learn a second language. But if they did, they'd realize just how hard it is to learn a second language, and I think they'd be a little bit more empathetic. Look at me. I don't even know if I used empathetic correctly there. I'm like having to look it up. Okay, just making sure. I just have to double check sometimes. I was thinking about this the other, I mean, I've been doing YouTube for like a long time, like 10 years. I remember like the first 4 or 5 years, I only knew English doing YouTube, but I would still get people like laughing in the comment section because I'd say something wrong or I'd pronounce something weird. English is a weird language, that's for sure. I feel like at the same time I've seen a lot of memes that say like sorry for my imperfect English, and then like English speakers making fun of themselves because like the other person's speaking better English than they do. I despise you, says North Vietnam. Well, I do too, says South Vietnam. Yeah, well, at least I have friends. Well, look, I have friends. We have the USA, Australia, South Korea, Philippines. I have friends also. Look, Sweden, I can explain. Apparently, Sweden gave humanitarian aid to North Vietnam and also cut weapons shipments to the US during the Vietnam War. They're just kind of quirky like that, I guess. Oh yeah, $550,000 worth of medical aid. I actually did not know that. That is crazy. Big thanks to my patrons. I have cloned Drew and I'm now training him to fight the imposter doing these videos. Subscribe to Drew now. John Denver. Australia is real. I am not a fat, normal Argentinian grandpa. Amateur Archaeology, Inquisitor, KirinoIsBestGirl, Luxembourg, Robert, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, the Twickenhamster, and why am I doing this?